Hey warrior, watch any group of men trying to impress someone. You'll see the same pattern every time. They're all competing, all performing. One guy is showing off his phone, another is talking about his car, someone else is flexing about how much he can bench press. They're all fighting to be the most interesting person in the room. But then you notice him. The man sitting back, arms crossed, saying nothing. While everyone else is performing like circus animals, he's just watching, calm, steady, unbothered. And here's the crazy part, the person they're all trying to impress. She keeps looking at him, not the performers, not the show-offs, the quiet one. Why? Because he has something they don't, something that can't be faked or bought or learned overnight. Something so rare in today's world that it immediately sets him apart from every other man in the room. This trait has nothing to do with money, nothing to do with looks, nothing to do with status or success, but it's more powerful than all of those things combined. Most men never learn this trait because they're too busy chasing everything else, too busy trying to be noticed instead of learning how to be respected. But once you understand what this is, once you develop it, everything changes. What that man possessed was something the ancient Romans called gravitas, the ability to command respect without demanding it, to influence without trying to control, to lead without needing to be followed. It's what every emperor, every king, every truly powerful man throughout history understood. The secret that weak men never learn because they're too busy making noise to appreciate the power of silence. Society definitely doesn't reward it, but it's the difference between men who beg for respect and men who naturally receive it. Machiavelli wrote about leaders who could control entire kingdoms with just their presence. Men who could end arguments without saying a word, who could inspire loyalty without making promises. This wasn't magic. This wasn't luck. This was understanding human psychology at its deepest level. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what this trait is and how to develop it. But understand this, you can't fake it. You can't pretend to have it. It has to be built from the inside out, through discipline and self-control. Now, I want you to drop this in the comments. My silence is my strength. Number 1, develop emotional immunity. Most men are emotional ping-pong balls. Someone says something harsh, they bounce back with anger. Someone criticizes them, they immediately defend themselves. Someone tries to upset them, they get upset every single time. This makes them easy to read, easy to control, easy to manipulate. Strong men develop something different. They build emotional immunity. They don't let other people's words, actions, or energy mess with their inner peace. They stay rock solid, no matter what chaos happens around them. Machiavelli once said, "A prince ought to have no other aim or thought than war and its organization." For the modern man, that war is the battle for emotional control. Every day, people will try to knock you off balance. They'll test you, provoke you, try to make you react. Your job is to remain unmoved. This doesn't mean being cold or emotionless. It means choosing which emotions to show and when to show them. When someone insults you at a party, instead of getting defensive, you pause, you breathe. You might even smile slightly before responding calmly. That controlled response is more powerful than any angry comeback. It shows that you cannot be rattled, that you're operating on a different level than everyone else. People respect what they cannot control. When you show that their words and actions cannot affect your emotional state, they automatically view you as stronger than them. Number 2, master the art of strategic withdrawal. Weak men are always available, always present, always trying to be part of every conversation and every event. They think visibility equals importance. They're wrong. Strong men understand the power of strategic absence. You don't need to be at every party. You don't need to respond to every message immediately. You don't need to be part of every group conversation. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply not be there. As Machiavelli warned, men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. When people see you constantly, you become ordinary. When they see you occasionally, you become valuable. This works in every area of life. The friend who's always available becomes taken for granted. The friend who's selective with his time becomes appreciated. The guy who responds to texts immediately seems desperate. The guy who takes his time seems busy and important. Strong men understand that scarcity creates value. When you're everywhere all the time, always responding, always available, you become ordinary, common, forgettable. But when you pick and choose when to show up, people start paying attention. They wonder what you're up to when you're not around. They actually appreciate you when you do appear. Learn to withdraw strategically. Leave parties while they're still fun. End conversations while they're still interesting. Make people want more of you, not less. Number 3, speak only when your words add value. Most men talk too much. They fill every silence with random thoughts. They share opinions about everything. They comment on things that don't concern them. They think more words equal more influence. Confident men understand that words are weapons, and you never waste good weapons on stupid fights. Before you speak, think about this. Does this actually need to be said? Am I the right person to say it? Is right now the best time? If any answer is no, keep your mouth shut. Machiavelli once said, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. But I'd say the first method for estimating a man's intelligence is to listen to how much he talks versus how much he listens." When you speak less, several things happen. First, people pay more attention when you do speak. Second, they assume your thoughts are more carefully considered. Third, they start sharing more information with you because you're not competing for talking time. The man who talks constantly becomes background noise. The man who speaks occasionally becomes someone worth listening to. This doesn't mean being antisocial or rude. It means being intentional with your communication. When someone asks for your opinion, give it. When a conversation needs direction, provide it. When someone needs advice, offer it. But stop filling silence just because it exists. Stop sharing thoughts that add no value. Stop talking just to hear your own voice. Number 4, perfect your physical presence. Confident men understand that communication is only 7% words. The other 93% is body language, tone of voice, and physical presence. Most men focus entirely on what to say while ignoring how they carry themselves. This is backwards. Your posture speaks before your mouth opens. Your eye contact communicates before you say a word. Your energy affects the room before you make a sound. As Machiavelli taught, everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. Your physical presence is what people see first. It sets the tone for every interaction that follows. Stand like you own the space you're in, not arrogantly, but with quiet confidence. Keep your shoulders back, your chin level, your movements deliberate. When you walk into a room, move like you belong there. Make eye contact, but don't stare. When someone speaks to you, face them fully. Don't fidget. Don't shift your weight constantly. Don't play with your phone or check your watch. These might seem like small things, but they communicate massive messages. They tell people whether you're comfortable in your own skin, whether you respect yourself, whether you expect to be taken seriously. Most men have terrible physical presence because they're uncomfortable with themselves. They slouch, they avoid eye contact, they fidget nervously. This communicates insecurity louder than any words could. But when you master your physical presence, you communicate confidence before you even speak. People sense your self-assurance immediately. Number 5. Become indifferent to outcomes. Most men are attached to results. They need the date to go well. They need the conversation to be successful. They need people to like them. This neediness radiates from them and pushes people away. Strong men develop something different. They learn to care without being needy, to try hard without being desperate, to want things without falling apart if they don't get them. Machiavelli once said, "Fortune is a woman, and it is necessary, if you wish to master her, to conquer her by force." But the real mastery comes from not needing to master her at all. When you're not desperate for specific outcomes, you perform better and attract more success. This shows up everywhere. On dates, the guy who needs her to like him becomes boring and predictable. The guy who's genuinely curious about her but fine if there's no connection becomes magnetic. In social situations, the man who needs everyone's approval says things he doesn't mean and laughs at jokes that aren't funny. The man who's comfortable being himself regardless of others' reactions naturally draws people to him. This doesn't mean you don't care about anything. It means you care about doing your best while letting go of what happens next. Work hard, then let things play out however they're going to play out. When you stop needing things to go a certain way, they often go better than you expected. When you stop chasing approval, you often receive more of it. When you stop being desperate for success, you become more likely to achieve it. Number 6. Cultivate inner stability. Weak men are like boats without anchors. They drift with whatever current is strongest. Their mood depends on external circumstances. Their confidence fluctuates based on other people's opinions. Their energy changes based on what's happening around them. Strong men have something different. They have rock-solid inner stability. They stay centered no matter what's happening around them. Their confidence comes from inside, not from what other people think. Their peace doesn't depend on everything going perfectly. As Machiavelli warned, "He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner effects his ruin than his preservation." You cannot control what happens around you, but you can always control your response to what happens. This inner stability comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. When you have clear values and principles, external chaos cannot shake you. When you have genuine self-respect, other people's opinions lose their power over you. Build this stability through daily practices. Exercise regularly to strengthen your body and mind. Read books that challenge your thinking. Spend time alone to understand yourself better. Develop skills that give you genuine confidence. The man with inner stability doesn't need external validation because he validates himself. He doesn't need perfect circumstances because he creates his own peace. He doesn't need others to complete him because he's already whole. This stability is magnetic. People are drawn to those who remain calm in storms. They seek out those who seem unshakable. They respect those who don't need their approval to feel good about themselves. Number 7. Practice controlled intensity. Most men are either too intense or not intense enough. They're either trying too hard or not trying at all. They haven't learned to modulate their energy based on the situation. Strong men master something different. They learn controlled intensity. They can be completely chill when the moment calls for it, and laser-focused when action is needed. They know when to be the calm guy watching everything, and when to be the guy making moves. Machiavelli once said, "A prince must imitate the fox and the lion, the fox to recognize traps, and the lion to frighten the wolves. The modern man must also be both, calm and observant when gathering information, decisive and powerful when taking action. This controlled intensity shows up in how you handle different situations. In casual conversations, you're relaxed and easygoing. In important discussions, you're focused and engaged. In crisis situations, you're calm but decisive. You don't waste high energy on stupid situations. You don't bring low energy to important moments. You match your intensity to what actually matters. This makes you incredibly effective because you're always operating at the right energy level. You're not exhausting yourself by being intense about everything. You're not missing opportunities by being too laid back about important things. People respect this quality because it shows emotional intelligence and self-control. They see that you can adapt to different situations while remaining authentically yourself. Learn to read the room and adjust your energy accordingly. Save your intensity for moments that truly matter. Stay relaxed when the stakes are low. This balance is what separates confident men from everyone else. You now understand something that most men will spend their entire lives missing. True confidence isn't about being the loudest, the flashiest, or the most entertaining person in the room. True confidence is about inner stability that cannot be shaken. It's about emotional immunity that cannot be penetrated. It's about controlled intensity that adapts to any situation. This is what Machiavelli understood about power. This is what every truly confident man throughout history has known. Your strength doesn't come from external validation. It comes from internal mastery. Starting today, begin developing these traits. Notice when you're reacting emotionally instead of responding thoughtfully. Observe how often you're talking versus listening. Pay attention to your physical presence and the energy you bring to different situations. Most men will continue chasing external validation. They'll keep performing for approval. They'll remain emotional ping-pong balls, bouncing between confidence and insecurity based on external circumstances. But you can be different. You can develop the kind of quiet confidence that commands respect without demanding it. The kind of inner strength that influences without trying to control. This isn't about becoming cold or emotionless. It's about becoming unshakable. It's about developing a center so strong that nothing external can knock you off balance. Your confidence should come from who you are, not from what others think of you. Your peace should come from inner stability, not from perfect circumstances. Your power should come from self-mastery, not from controlling others. Master these principles, and you'll never need to chase respect again. It will come to you naturally as a byproduct of who you've become. The choice is yours. Continue living at the mercy of external circumstances, or develop the inner strength that makes you truly unstoppable. Your silence is your strength. Your stability is your power. Your controlled intensity is your secret weapon. Use them wisely.